Hey, Don.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up,
How
man?
you doing?
Welcome to West of the 110, fellas. What's up, y'all? Welcome to West of the 110, where real ones speak and fluff gets cut. I'm your host, Hunter P. Brandon Black will be here short. This show's about challenging the narrative, politics, culture, community, and everything in between. We're asking questions folks dodge, especially when it comes to the Black experience in America. So if you're ready for the truth without filter, let's get into it, fellas. What's up, Don, Glenn, Conrad, gentlemen? How's your week starting off? How's your weekend? How was your weekend? What's up, Glenn? Let's start with you.
It's normal. Wasn't no too much extra. Just getting by.
Short, sweet, simple.
That's it.
Said normal.
That's
Normal
normal.
weekend, just chilled. What'd you say, Glenn? Just chilled
Just
with a
chill.
gas station pill and a young dame, huh?
Yeah, just like I said, just the same old stuff. Ain't nothing changes, but the weather.
I hear that.
We're in
I
LA,
hear
so it
that.
don't change too much.
That's what's up. What's up, hey Conrad? What's up, man? How was your weekend? How's your week started off so far?
Well, main thing is I woke up. That's always a good feeling. Weekend was good. It was pretty busy out here on the strip on Las Vegas. Did quite a bit of work. Drove some VVVIPs. You know what I mean?
I think I do.
I mean, what you do? Why you hiding
I
your
think I
face?
do. Hey, Conrad, because this is for y'all. I want to hear y'all points of view. People don't want to hear what I gotta say. They want to hear what y'all gotta say. Hey, man, speaking of that, Conrad, why don't you? I've been knowing Conrad for a long damn man. It's been like over 10 years I've been knowing Conrad now, man. Why don't you tell little people a little bit about your background? Some people may be looking at this show like, what the hell is that white guy doing on the show? Tell Conrad's not a white guy.
I My background is in customer service. I've known Hanapi here. Man, it's been 10 years, man. Crazy how fast so many years go by. Um, I used to live out in SoCal, working, loading airplanes on the ramp and
Yep.
driving people on Uber and Lyft, and also working in the black car service out in Los Angeles. And when I moved out here to Vegas 5 years ago, just got back right into that. Picking people up from the airport, chauffeuring them, wedding groups, husband and wife date nights, getaways, those types of things. And thank you so much, Honeybee, for the invite. I really appreciate it, man. I know we're gonna have a good time tonight.
Yes, sir, man. Well, we're gonna have some fun tonight. I know that guy down there, Don, the Deacon. What's going on, Deacon? How was your weekend and how's your week started off?
Well, I'm still on my weekend. My week don't start off until tomorrow, but it was pretty relaxed. Pretty relaxed. I went out and went on a little, took a little movie last night with my girl, and just chilled out. Nothing major over the weekend, which is always a good thing. No excitement on the weekend is a good day for me, because whenever you get excitement on the weekend, you don't know if it's going to be good or bad. So,
Yeah, you're right. You're right
so I'm
about that,
happy.
man.
I'm happy that it was just, a nice, relaxing weekend with my girl, enjoying the movies.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So Don had a
Hey,
good
hey, and a good
weekend. He
thing,
had
and a good thing about that country was
yeah.
I didn't partake in none of that garbage that they sell. This is the first time I went to the movie and I wasn't eating none of that popcorn, none of that other junk. So that was a good
Yeah.
thing.
Would you say just a movie and a hand job? That's about it, huh?
Well, I told her to make sure to keep her hands down low.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Hey, what's up, Roosevelt, man? What's the word, man? How was your weekend, man? And how has your week started?
Oh man, hey, peace and blessings to everybody on the panel tonight. Glenn, brother Conrad, Don, what's up, man?
What's up, Roosevelt?
I see you, sir. Big LA 100P, man. First off, I was thinking to myself, like, damn, I ain't been on this show since the inauguration episode. You know what I'm saying? So I had to get my ass back, man. Show support for my brother, man. West side of the 110, you know what I mean? Podcast, 100P holding it down. We're Brandon Black, wherever he may be in the world. But to answer your question, man, I had a great weekend. Very, I got a lot of rest, man. The past week I've been working crazy hours at work. This week too, but I clocked in today. This is a win for me. I clocked in today, making an extra dollar than what I'm making right now, or than what I was making. So I'm blessed, brothers. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean?
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Congratulations,
Nothing
my
wrong with
brother.
that. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Shit, we got to keep grinding. Real talk, man.
Yes,
Big
sir.
LA, man. What's the word, man?
Blessed and highly favored. I woke up. My body don't hurt like that. My kids went to school. I talk to my kids. And I'm learning how to exit a lot of things out of life that don't need to be there. I had a good weekend. Very good weekend.
That's what's up, man. Right.
Nothing wrong with that,
P,
man.
P,
Nothing wrong
P,
with
how was
that.
your motherfucking weekend and your week, brother? You know what I mean?
Why you asking us how we was? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, my weekend was actually pretty good, man. Can't complain. You know what I'm saying? The average weekend of a husband, family man. You know what I'm saying?
Let them know,
Just
P.
chilling.
Let them know you got away and you went down the blade, spent a couple hours and a couple of
Somebody told me they saw you on feed.
Y'all acting up tonight, man. Hey,
Somebody
brother,
Yeah,
said
hey,
they
brother,
saw
tell them,
you
brother
on
Rose.
Glenn,
feed.
brother Glenn, and brother Conrad. My name is Roosevelt. It's nice to meet you, brothers, man. I'm acquainted with Don. That's family, but it's nice to meet you, brothers, tonight, man.
All
Nice
right.
to meet you, brother Roosevelt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Glenn. Conrad, my apologies. I met Glenn last time. OG Don was having.
Mhm.
So my
Nice to
brother.
meet you. Nice to meet you,
Yeah,
Big
real
LA.
talk, man. We about diversity here, man. No color lines. You see, we don't see color. We got everybody here. We got clergy with Don. We got a former porno star with Mr. Glenn. We got Big LA. Uh, we
Huh?
got Shooter Roosevelt. But hey, something interesting before we get into the topic of the show. Something that I seen earlier. They said 9 Republicans joined Democrats to defeat 2 bills. These are bills aimed at limiting federal judges' power. What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, they should. Just
Took
like
y'all long. Took
like
y'all
they
long.
the brother that's down there in Nicaragua, wherever he at, and they took that to the Supreme Court and lost in the Supreme Court. That lost the date because they're asking the first judge said that they needed that guy to be back in the United States by 12 o'clock tonight. And
That,
they
that
got the
I know who you're talking about. That was the dude they deported from to
El
Venezuela.
right.
Salvador.
So yeah,
Venezuela, and they vetoed it, right, to where they said, you know what I mean, like they're gonna ignore that. They don't have to abide by that, right, Glenn? Is
Yeah,
that
they said that. They said that. They said you
Yeah,
don't have the
that's the
authority
whole
to.
thing about that kind of shit is that, when you try to do it, they put your ass in jail, but they're not putting that Donald Trump in jail. And he's the one who's saying that, okay, I don't care what you say. I'm going to do what I want to do. And that's
He's
kind
got
of,
immunity. He's got immunity. Don't forget.
What immunity? He's going against a judge. He doesn't have immunity.
Yeah.
He does.
That's the private sector.
Hey, Don. Elaborate on that. When you said he has immunity, elaborate, because you mentioned that a few times before when we spoke. Like, can you let people know that? Does he have immunity for everything?
No, he's not for committing a crime, obvious crime, but as long as he's in office, the Supreme Court says he's got immunity for things that he do while he's in office.
So basically,
that's not me saying it. That's the Supreme Court saying it.
I've
read that.
I've read that as well. The Supreme Court, that the Supreme Court is the one who's giving him that right and that immunity. He's like I said, it's just like you. You go to work, you get off work. See, he can do what he wants to 24/7. That's his personal things, not what he does for a living. His presidency, like what he's doing now with those tariffs, they're going against him supposedly this weekend, by the end of this week, and get him off of these tariffs that he's trying to create. It's not his job, but he's saying that I'm Donald Trump. I've got immunity. I do what I want to do, and that's not the case.
Hey, I want to elaborate on this. I got 2 points, and I'm gonna hurry up and land them. Like before he was elected president, that there was no immunity. So as a person that's convicted as a felon in this country, he was convicted, but there was no sentence that came after that. That's what a lot of people, fail to realize. Yeah, you was convicted, but usually you get the sentence, right? Like shortly after that. That was never upheld in the court of law. That's one thing. Number two, and I'm feeling this shit personally. These tariffs, man, that nigga fucking up my stock. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Well, to answer your first question,
it dropped like $10,000, man. Like in one day, in 24 hours. I was like, damn, like it's people out here really hurting. And my last point, I'm sorry, third point, a lot of these Republicans that voted for him, they are now feeling the bullshit that they thought it was going to be different for them. Nah, all of these companies that make, whiskey, they getting snatched off the shelves in other countries because that's an American brand made, cocktail, if you want to say.
Right.
That industry is feeling it right now, along with other industries, but that's one thing I've been hearing a lot.
Well, to answer your first question, what they did was they kept, as soon as they kept opposing the sentence, or that they had said he was guilty, but they kept opposing it and opposing it and opposing it, and then they finally got to the point where he was now the president, and they said he's got immunity.
But real quick, how do you think these tariffs, are going to affect us positively in the end? Because right now we're seeing the backlash of what's happening. Everything's going up. Gas still high. Like I said, everything's high. For the guys that be on the street, they even said buying a lady of the night went up $2. You know what I'm saying? So how is this going to benefit us at the end of the day?
Ray P, you said it's 42 instead of 40 right now? Is that what?
Yeah.
Hey, what did you say? Glenn said, yeah, shit, 42, yeah.
But, it's like I said, it's going to affect us every kind of, if you're poor, all right, you're poor. So we've been affected for the last 400 years. So this bullshit don't hurt us. It's just hurting the people who are really like
high income.
The high income people. Look at you're talking about these people who own businesses are losing money left and right. I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about this just yesterday, and he said that it makes sense that you have the super wealthy, and they want to be even more wealthy. So he's driving down the cost of a business. So with me, I'm super wealthy. I don't care if I lose money for a week or two, because I'm going to make it back up when he takes the tariffs off of them. And then, like I said, if I buy all these different stocks and stuff, they're going to come back up, and I can afford to sit there and become more wealthy. Now that's what he said to me. But as you say that, what's his name, Bezos and Musk,
Zuckerberg.
Elon.
yeah, all these people are losing millions of dollars. But you know, millions of dollars don't mean that much when you got billions of dollars.
Yeah, but I still think that it's going to affect them in the end. But hey, I got a question for you, Conrad. I know you're seeing all this stuff going on. How does this relate to some of the economics? I know, I know you're Brazilian. How does this of America and Brazil economics? You know what I'm saying? Like, can you the comparison of the two? Like, what's going on now from the president? I know you've seen different presidents. Here, how do you compare the economics between the presidents we've had in the last 10 years comparison to how it's ran in Brazil?
To be honest, complete honesty, I'm not too familiar when it comes to finances in Brazil. I'm not too much clued in about the current events in Brazil. I know that right now the sitting president is he was reelected after he was sent to jail. I know that much.
That's right.
Yeah. I believe, I don't know much about Bolsonaro, but I believe he's residing in Florida, I think. Now, going
How do
back
you
to
feel
your
about
question,
that? How do you feel about that? A lot of world leaders in other countries, believe it or not, some people don't realize some leaders in other countries live here in America.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that's
mansions
interesting.
and mansions.
It's very interesting, to say the least. Um, well, I think, and this is just purely my opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. Um, I think that me as a Brazilian, if I was a president and I wasn't reelected, my reason to come to the U.S., assuming I didn't grow up here, assuming I grew up in Brazil, would be to better understand uh, the U.S. Financial system, better understand maybe economics. I can only speak for myself, but I I would think that maybe that might have something to do with Bolsonaro uh, not being exiled per se, um, but taking it upon himself to relocate to the U.S. I think there might be some reason to that, but again, it's just my opinion.
Yeah, I get it. I respect everybody's opinion, and it's so crazy because a lot of things that we watch in movies can be an example, to certain scenarios in government. Like that movie we seen, Colombiana. You remember that guy left Colombia and was working with the, like a informant for the government here, and they placed him in New Orleans, and Zoe Saldana came, found him, they had to get that script from somewhere.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of I never saw Colombiana, unfortunately, but I did see Man on Fire, and
You got to leave the fucking porns alone, Conrad, and watch some real movies.
yeah, it's a problem. I Pamela, I'm trying to give her some vacation, yeah, but
go to one of Don's sermons, and he has a sermon where people have issues where he's helped a lot of ladies that had problems that have come to him.
I will hit him up. I will hit you up, Don Johnson.
Hey, Glenn said, "Can I get that address?" I mean,
No, like I said, I'm just sitting here. Yeah.
Hey man, but before
1824.
we get off
Hey,
topic,
Conrad, that address is 1824 South Figueroa.
All right.
I know that. I've been there.
Seems familiar somehow.
Hey, but real talk, man. Hey, before we get off subject, like I say, man, the real illusion is this topic. And that's just based on a lot of stuff. We see it. I mean, especially some of y'all guys on here that's a little older than some of us. Y'all have seen how TV has changed from back in the day till now. Like the shows were more realistic. I remember watching like 227 and shows like that where it was like more family oriented shows. Shit you can really believe. Now stuff has gotten out of hand. Then specifically the reality shows. The first reality show I can really say I remember that took off in the last 20 years was Flavor Flav when he came out. They were competing, for love. Now they're not doing that. You watch baddies, they just, like my wife said, it went from being about competing for this money or to be in a position to
You cut out.
What you say, brother?
Okay. Well, let's wait till you get Vaughn. But but it's the world keeps changing, and if people watch it, they'll keep playing it. Used to be when back in my day, you didn't have anything to look over your shoulder. You did what you wanted to do. Now, today they got all those different websites that Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and all the other kind of stuff, and and then they show this lifestyle, and this lifestyle is silly. I mean, what's that program? What's the one that comes out of Atlanta? What's that? What is the name of it?
Atlanta Housewives.
Not that too. Yeah, Atlanta Housewives. How you going? All that stuff, all that.
What happened? You out?
Yeah, 100 P dipped out for a second. I don't know what happened to
Okay.
Glenn.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
back. You're back, Glenn.
experience some high winds over here, man.
Hip Hop Atlanta, I think it's called. Hip Hop
Yeah.
Atlanta, Hip Hop Florida, whatever. They got a whole bunch of them now.
You talking about Love and Hip Hop Atlanta,
Love
man?
and
That
Hip
was
Hop. Yeah,
that was
yeah.
pretty cool, man. I missed the original, when they had like Stevie J and them cats on there, man. That I was talking about that shit the other day, man. Well, one
Mhm.
episode, I don't know if you've seen it, where Kirk was in a hot tub with two women and he's married on live TV. I said, "What's up with these guys? Like, man, these
Yeah.
motherfuckers are crazy. Like they doing stuff like, come on, man. You ain't been taught to do no shit like that."
Man,
It's about. You know what it's about. You know what it's about. It's about chips,
Hot
country. It's
tub.
about chips. People do anything for some chips. It don't matter.
yeah,
Break up the marriage, oh well, so be it. They don't care.
yeah.
And that's crazy. That is crazy though. Like, I mean, and some people nowadays have, like, some of the younger generation have said, "Oh man, when I get out of high school, I want to join this reality show. I want to be on Baddies." You hear some of the younger ladies. I worked in school districts before, and you hear some of the stuff that they want to do now. Like, we used to say, "Oh man, I'm gonna be like, Eric Dickerson, Emmitt Smith." That's what we used to talk about. Nowadays, they talking about some shit. I want to be on OnlyFans. I want to do this and that. Like, wow, man.
That
Well,
word,
I wanted to ask y'all, since we on the topic, because a lot of this has to do with technology. Has technology hindered us or has it helped us? This is a question all the way across the board.
Well, yeah, it's like I told you when I first came. I'm 18 years old. Ain't nothing followed me around. Now you got technology follows you all everywhere you go. And then like you said, it followed that guy Kurt to a hot tub with two women. And that kind of stuff it hurts, but it's like I said, it's entertainment.
And he smashed them both.
Like right now, you've got AI, which is supposed to be better. I mean, it's I don't particularly care for it, but it's like you're talking basically when you go on the phone, somebody gives you these generic answers. That's AI, the generic questions, and
There was a writer from the New York Times that said AI like basically dumbed, the future generations down, being that, they don't have to look up or do the research for anything. It's just automatically there on their fingertips. Uh, 100p, man, because I wanted to get all of y'all, you know what I mean? 100p, I know
Yeah.
this your fault, bro. I'm gonna ask you, you know what I mean? Did AI hinder us or help us, bro?
I mean, it did both, because
Yeah.
I think the question of that being, did it help us more? Did it hinder us more? I think it hindered us more. It helped us a lot, but it hindered us more because a lot of people lost their job due to technology. A lot of people lost their jobs due to technology, not because it replaced them, but a lot of people couldn't get up to date with technology to keep their job. You got some people right now who still using flip phones and who still don't really know how to use a computer. Like you know what I'm saying? You still have some people right now who don't want to, get an Uber or Lyft. They rather call a taxi cab.
Let me say this.
So
Well, let me say this: that when I used to work for McDonnell Douglas, and one day they closed off this area in the plant that I worked at, and so they called us up and they took us into this room, and all of a sudden, I'm a NC a milling operator, and all of a sudden you heard this thing lift up, and you saw it lift this tombstone up, and the thing went on the tracks and went to a machine, and you heard the machine come on, you heard the coolant come on, and you heard it start cutting. Then it turned around and flipped it around, and did it again and again and again. And then it took it to another machine, and then you heard the machine come on, and then when you finished, then they had another machine to probe it and inspected the part, and then brought it back to a guy, and a guy took it off the part. Now that's progress, which now you've taken away 3 or 4 people out of a job. But it was much faster. And when I looked at it, I said, well, either I be on the machine losing my job, or I learn how to program the machines to do this. And that's what you have to think. You have to be a part of future. And if you're not a part of the future, you're going to fall in the past, and that's going to be bad.
I think Glenn brings up an excellent point. It's about how we use the technology that we are given, and also to the point of adaptability, adapting ourselves to whatever the circumstances may be. And going back to your question about AI, Roosevelt, in my opinion, I think it's still too new. The technology is still really fresh, just out of the oven. Maybe even undercooked. This AI thing might be undercooked. And it's just further emphasize what Glenn said. We have to consider not the technology itself, but how we use it. There's pros and cons to social media. In my opinion, I feel like social media has negatively impacted us. I see a lot of. I'm 42. I see a lot of the younger generation, kids in their, even in their 30s, 10 years younger than me, struggling to, to make friends, struggling to, find a significant other, whether you're a woman looking for, a husband, or the other way, or vice versa.
Let me ask you.
Do you believe in? Hey, Conrad, do you believe in paying for sex?
No.
Now, Conrad, on that note, like I think what you're saying, it turns people into like introverts. They don't have to go out and meet and greet. Like it's more so. Tell me if I'm wrong. Like I feel like a lot of people have turned into introverts. Now that social media, you can meet somebody in Japan. Fucking on the other side of the world. And let me know if I'm wrong, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, brother.
No. I think there's, I think what you're saying, there's some truth to that. I wouldn't personally say that it's turning people into introverts, but it's not. People aren't learning social skills, and
Damn sure.
I'm an introvert. I learned social skills. I put
Why
myself
is
in.
that? Why is that though, Conrad? I think, not to cut you off, we speak about this a lot,
Yeah, no
and
worries.
I want to say this too, that we have a couple older gentlemen on here. Why is that? You know what I'm saying? That people like us, the millennials, because I'm right under you. I'm 40, Conrad. Why is it that we had to teach ourselves a lot of stuff that a lot of other generations didn't have to? I'm talking about the millennial era.
Well, yeah. So I jokingly, when asked about my life, I jokingly tell people that I meet, people that I come into contact with, my generation was the last generation to play outside.
I'm
I
I'm near.
think
I'm 42 too, brother. Go ahead, land your plane. We the same age. I feel you.
we were the last generation to play outside, play tag, hide and go seek, play, go to the park, play baseball, shoot hoops, what have you.
Fly kites, all that kind of stuff. But
Yes,
you know what?
flying kites.
Everything got its pros and cons. I mean, throughout the history of this world, you've had people say, like, back in the 20s and 30s, they had ice houses. Then they came up with the refrigerator, where the people that were doing the ice houses, getting those hooks, dragging the ices to the trucks, but they lost their jobs because of refrigerators. So you're gonna always have things that's gonna be
Technology.
new. Yeah,
Technology, exactly.
and it's gonna always
Hey,
be pros and cons. It's how you use it. I mean,
hey,
like you say,
Don,
what's that?
you're much older, younger than me. You don't remember they had them damn ice houses on them corners, and you used to go out there and buy your ice out of there.
Hey, I just want to say
You
one
know,
thing,
well,
Conrad, man. Ship me a bottle of that moonshine you sipping on, brother. I see you, brother.
Oh no, this is just water.
That nigga
Hey,
over
hey,
there
hey,
on
hey,
that
hey, what
moon.
you
He
say,
on that
Conrad? Say
moonshine.
no. This is pure goat piss.
Yeah, he on that moonshine. I know what I know.
No. No.
Hello. But my bad,
I gotta
y'all. I
say
seen
this.
I seen him sipping. I was like, yeah, he over there off that moonshine. He took a couple shots of that. Like, damn, this shit tastes good.
Conrad said nothing but nutrients, but chilled goat piss over
He
ice.
he got the peach flavor over there.
Hey,
Georgia.
before I forget this, when
You're
I
gonna
was
put some hair on your chest. You know what I
I,
mean?
I understand, brother. That's why I said send me some of that shit. Come on, man. My bad, yo. Don, continue. My bad, brother. I just seen that. I had to get on it, man. My bad.
well, let me say
Hey,
this
hey, hey,
about
Conrad.
what you're
Hey,
saying.
hey, hey, Conrad. I know all of y'all too. Also, even including you, Conrad. Y'all, pretty. Y'all like music. Pretty into music. Where do y'all think? Since we sticking to reality shows, where do you think, like, say, American Idol, these other shows that came out years ago, where they found talent? Remember Ruben Studdard? You know what I'm saying? Clay Aiken, those guys when they came along. What about now, man? I think people get up there now more to humiliate themselves. That's part of the real illusion. They don't even go to present a talent. They go up there to make a damn fool of themselves because they know on social media they'll be a hit. What do you think about that?
Anything,
Absolutely.
anything
Absolutely.
for like
For
you said,
clicks.
anything for some chips. You know,
Yeah.
anything.
People
Degrade yourself, degrade people around you. They don't care. You
Every
know,
What about the women though in that aspect going into reality
I'm
TV? Because you
I'm
see a lot of women now half naked on TV
right.
all day.
Well,
saying
let me say this. Let me
every
say this. And you mentioned it earlier about how the way, we'd have we could watch TV, Room 222, Stanford and Son, all these different programs. And now they're like I said, I'll do anything to do what these people do without doing what I need to do. Get an education, get some smarts. I can act a fool. Anybody can act a fool. But to do something, that's like in here, a limousine driver. He has to be a person to deal with the public, keep himself moving, keep his car moving, keep him from people destroying what is his, that he has to keep up. There's ways. Just like I was about to say, how the way when I was a child, I got the shit slapped out of me for doing wrong. They don't give a damn anymore. They'll do anything.
What you say, Glenn? They said, we told you don't be banging those chickens.
Hey, whatever. But the point being that, it's like I said, my mother raised two boys by her, but basically not by herself, but she raised two men, and she taught us how to dress ourselves, wash clothes, do everything like that. These mothers now don't know shit from Shinola. They can't teach manners. They can't teach these things. And then they want to be, and like I said, they want to be considered as black mothers. They're no black mothers.
Yeah.
But they went out years ago.
Say that shit.
These old ass women run the streets. They think they 20 years old.
Well, you know why that is, Glenn? Because we said this before. A lot of them are competing. Some of them competing with their grandchild or their daughter in the club. They trying to see if they can get it. They digging their ass before their daughter can.
Well, look, hey, P, look. I'm gonna break something down with y'all, man. Somebody told me this a long time ago. Whether you old or young, we all finna learn something today. I'm finna teach y'all something. What he told me is like women in general, doesn't matter if they're young, old, 60s, 70s, 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, doesn't matter. Women in general, it's their nature to always be in competition with themselves. When they go out and get their nails done, it's not for us, nigga. When they go out and get their hair done and get that outfit and all of that, it's not for us. It's a stunt on another woman at an establishment that she may show up to and be like, you know what I mean? Even down to the cars, even down to the jobs, even down to, the salary that they make. This is, hey, my uncle told me, and I'm gonna land on this and I'm gonna leave it alone, man. Men are like waffles. We square. You know how a waffle got that regular square in it? You know what I'm saying? Women are like spaghetti, bro. You'll never find a straight noodle in the pot of spaghetti, and I'm gonna leave it there.
Well, like I said, it's not, to me, it's not that they're
might find some period blood in some spaghetti though.
Yeah.
No, I ain't even speaking on that. I'm just saying in general. Look at a pot of spaghetti. Next time you make some spaghetti, you'll never find a straight noodle in it because it's just the way, and that's what balances things out. Men are structured. You know what I mean? We like structure. We like, this is what we like. Women, and sometimes it balances out too, because sometimes a man does have to be optimistic in his lifetime. You know what I mean? If you got the right woman, that could drive you to, the goals and aspirations that you need to be on, if you got the right type of woman. But if you don't, if she's confused and lost in herself, man, you'll fail every time.
Well, it's
Spaghetti
like,
is so delicious.
Rose, let me ask you this question real quick. Like looking at some of the NBA players today, looking at some of the celebrities too, that date some of the Instagram models, some of the reality TV star models. Look at like Zion Williams situation, look at Anthony Edwards situation. These guys knocked up these chicks. I call them reality stars, even though they probably wasn't on the show, but they live in a reality life, Instagram, stuff like that. Why do you think people so attracted to them? Or is that the youth? That's the youth that came after the millennials that's impregnating them. Jalen Green, who got Drea pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a 22-year-old man.
My boss is a woman. You know what I mean? And I've recently had a situation of my own, and I'll share with it backstage with you, P. But she told me, some women are trained and this is a woman telling me, some women are trained to trap men. They're
Trained to
taught
get trained.
they're taught from day one to have a man support them. You feel me? So they're gonna do whatever it is by under have that nigga breakfast, have a shower ready, and if he shoot up the club, then I'm good. You feel me?
Hey, Don,
That's
what you
true.
think
That's
about that,
true.
man?
That's true. But on the other side of the coin, you got brothers that they don't even have to be trained for that'll fall for the okie doke. Look at Hunter, right or wrong, country. She told him he used to wait out in the club, wait out in the car while she was in the club and got her whatever off. Told him he wasn't her type. He hits the jackpot. What the first thing he do? He marry her.
Well,
He
hey,
marry her
well,
and makes him his financial advisor. So
Then,
some
then
well,
brothers
this,
they don't
at,
even
this
get
is what I
that.
say.
at some
The
point
importance of a father.
you just got some, some dumbass niggas at some point too. Excuse my French, fellas, you know what I mean? But you just got some dumbass dudes out there that do that. You know, I look at, you know what I mean? What's his name? What's his name? Fuck. Uh, he's the white guy, the reality star. What's his name? He got the chick pregnant. Federline. What's his name?
Oh,
Kevin
Britney
Federline.
Spears.
Kevin Federline.
Man, look, boy, look at it. You can hit a lick like that, but it ain't even
He
about
probably
that.
still sitting fat off her.
It ain't even about that. Like, and vice versa. Look, they said, Anthony Edwards, the NBA basketball player, he paid 18 years of child support already in advance.
Well, how do you
Doesn't
feel
want to
about
have,
that?
doesn't want to have anything to do with the mother or the child. I feel as a man, it's kind of fucked up. Like, I would want to be involved in my child's life. Like, there's no dollar,
Well,
especially if she mine. There's no
yeah.
dollar. There's no dollar amount that you could put on that. I would want to, you know what I mean? Because now it's like you can't break the generational curse. Now when she gets older, she's gonna think, oh, my dad paid my mom off, and this is what I'm supposed to do. See what I'm
Well,
saying?
that's
Normal.
what mom wanted. And from the, I mean, I don't trust me. I don't believe in that shit at all. Like, I mean, so it's medical reasons where some ladies have to get, the baby taken away, if y'all know what I'm saying. But as far as just going get it out the way because you don't want it, fuck all that. You laid up, have it, take care of the shit. You know what I'm saying? But they agreed to do this,
Should have
and
strapped.
yeah,
Should have strapped
she
up. You know what I'm
should have
saying?
strapped up. They
Shouldn't have been shooting in the club.
strapped
That's
up.
your fault. That's your
Take
fault.
care of it. But he gonna have that Karl Malone syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Look at Karl Malone. Everybody know the story. Karl Malone was like 20. He got like a
That's
12-year-old
that's
little girl
that's
pregnant, allegedly. You know what I'm
that's
saying? So, I mean, he didn't want nothing to do with the baby. Now he does.
that's
Well, see,
disgusting.
you talk about you talk about progress. What you need to do is tell your sons now to go ahead, jack their asses off into one of them sperm banks, save your sperm, cut your nuts, and go have all the fun you want to do. And then when you find a woman you want, then you can give her the permission to use your sperm.
Well,
But
Fuck
like I
that.
said,
Fuck
I'm
that.
I'm gonna reveal
you
it
sitting
here.
over there giving up you giving
Oh,
up dick because
oh,
of some old broad that looks cute, and
hey,
then you
OG,
losing your
look,
life behind that shit. Because I mean
O-
that shit's crazy, man.
What you say,
OG,
Glenn? You done got a lot of mouths pregnant, huh?
hey,
Hey
look,
man,
look, OG,
like I said,
OG Glenn. Now that you say that, that's maybe probably a conversation I should have had with my son because in 9 months I'm gonna be a grandfather. I
hey
revealed it here
man,
on West Side
Oh,
10. Yeah,
Congratulations.
listen,
congrats,
I
man.
told my two
Congrats.
sons
Circumstances
and
notwithstanding, congratulations.
yeah. Well, I tell you, I told my two sons if you can't afford them, don't bring them here.
we'll talk about it, P. You know what I mean? We'll talk about it.
Hey, it's
That's
like I
what's up.
said, it's mostly, like I said, it's the way technology is now and how the way you can get away from doing what you got, doing the stupid stuff. These
Well, I
cats,
mean,
man, they worth millions of dollars and they run around there going to clubs. And like I was telling Conrad, I used to do the limo driving. And these dumb broads jump in the back of, guys that, a dope dealer, hey, what do he want you for? And then, like I said, she get pregnant with a dope dealer that don't want you, and you can't find his ass. So it's a whole
Nigga,
bunch of bullshit.
Hey, Glenn. Hey, Glenn. How many of them women did you fuck as a limo driver?
Hell, none of them. Why should I fuck somebody, who's having somebody else pay for their shit? Because I ain't bringing no women. I never had no what you, like I say, get lucky and have about 10 women in the car. I always have 5 women and 5 men,
I like my job way too much to jeopardize it.
That's what I'm talking about, Conrad. Say that again, brother. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Rose. Hey, Rose. Rose, look at Conrad's face. Do you believe that?
He
well, look at my face. Do I look like a Chad?
He sold me 50-50. I'm like 50-50 right there. But I believe it, brother, because he said it with, conviction. So I believe you, Conrad.
Don't get me wrong, the temptation's there. Sometimes women get in, I treat them with respect, just basic professional courtesy.
What'd you say, Conrad? You do the old-fashioned thing, huh? What'd you say, Conrad? You do the old.
Hey, Conrad gonna have to change it. Conrad gonna have to change his name to Rico Suave, man. I don't know why.
You mean Casanova?
Hey, big LA, man. That the AI situation, man. I ain't heard from him. He over there in the corner, man. What you talking about, bro?
You must went to sleep.
The thing this happens to me all the time. I'm in the room with a bunch of older gentlemen, and I'm the youngest motherfucker in the room. I tend to get over listening to the end of y'all laughing and the old ass nigga jokes and things, and how y'all ran around the world in 80 days, laying y'all y'all home and shit. And then y'all bring it back to me from my young perspective. You understand? I feel like AI is bullshit.
Big LA sponge right now. Put the game. Big LA be a sponge. I hear you, little
Big
bro.
LA got a 40-ounce
Okay,
porterhouse over there right now. That's what he do. He got a.
You asked me what my thoughts on AI technology is, right? I just watched a documentary today where a quantum computer solved a problem in 5 minutes that it would have took computers tens of millions, whatever that big ass number was. They had like 25 zeros after you in this month. Big as fuck for no reason. If they got stuff in the works that's doing that, what the fuck are we? Let's look at reality for a second, gentlemen.
That computer
Yes. All of this technology is good. All of this technology is cool. All of this technology, it helps to a point, right?
The computer.
You got a computer, a chip, a piece of a computer chip that's no bigger than the SIM card in your phone.
But what we fail to realize is that we design these fucking computers.
There you go.
Let me land.
The source.
That's the thing.
Let me land.
You know what I mean? Like, how the fuck we make them smarter than us, bro? Like, that don't make no sense.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Allow me to land. We always profess that we want this higher feat of technology. Why would you want something that you anatomically are not smarter than to control? Why would you create something that over time can educate, rejuvenate itself, and does not need any human work? But to you that makes sense, to you that's smart. No, that's going to tear our what we call reality, life, earth. That's going to tear it apart.
Did you ever heard of pulling the plug?
A lot of people aren't asking those questions you just posed, Big LA. A lot of people aren't thinking about, just because we can do it, should we? I don't think people are asking that question. You're like, hey, we can do it.
Just because you could drive a car at 200 miles an hour, does that mean you're going to go drive a car at 200 miles? No. Just because I know in my mind that if I take enough time and
you have to
just because you can have a baby don't mean you can take care of it.
Look here, you actually have to find the good things. It's like I was supposed to get hip surgery, right? And the doctor doesn't touch you anymore. You know, everything is done off of the computer. The computer tells him where to cut on you, where you know, actual to the thousands. You know, it's like you gotta accept the good with the bad. But you know, a computer is only as good as the person that creates it.
Program.
Now,
Yeah.
now, like I said, I don't care how smart a computer gets. If you pull the plug, his shit is over with. Because he's got to have some kind of way of doing something.
Can't pull a plug if you build it without one.
Well, I mean, like I said, your computer is not going to sit there, and I don't think your computer is going to start telling you what to do. I think your computer will tell a mass people, well, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do the other. Just like it said, it's worth its weight in gold. You know, like I said, because you know, time is money. You know, and money is important now. You know, just like I said, here's a computer who came in and it did the work of 5 or 6 people, and it will work every day, 7 days a week. That's AI. You know, where you got, like I said, you'll always have somebody saying, you know, what's that?
Hey, Glenn, let me ask you this real quick. What do you feel about what's your take on the people? Well, anybody can answer this, but Glenn, what's your take on the people that don't want to learn technology? Like some of the people who have it implemented in their position, they may be as so you have to learn this, or we're gonna get somebody who will. Some people don't want to learn.
Like I said, sorry, I got a buddy. He don't have no cell phone. He don't know how to page nobody. He don't know. He's got a video recorder. You know, it's like, hey, he don't drive. What else can you say?
Hey, I want to throw this quick shot in. I want to ask you guys what y'all think about the recent automation that they're using for, like, say, like McDonald's, where you're not gonna have people cooking them. You're gonna have machines cooking this stuff, and naturally people are programming it. But you know, it's always a wacko out there. I just want to know everybody's opinion on that.
Let me
as far as cleaner food, as far as not having a finger in your chili, you know, I think you will eliminate that.
No,
all right. I put it like this. Just like that, was it like about a year ago? That police officer that was supposed to be getting a background check. Police officer, he drives out of LA, grabs the little girl, kills her grandma, goes off getting a shootout with the police, get killed, all this stuff. He's supposed to went through the background check. So you always got some mistake
Bad
or
apples.
somebody, bad apples and people not doing their jobs. So that goes for automation too, because you don't know who's programming these computers making your food. So I just want to know what a person really thinks about letting them totally put one person in charge of making probably, say, 300 or 400 people's food every day.
Mind you, before y'all answer,
I got a deeper question. Look, this finna get super deep, and I want everybody to answer this. I just, hypothetically thought of this. Next 4 years, we got, somebody in office, a president. What do you think this country will be in the next 4 years under this presidency? Do y'all believe we will go to war? Do y'all believe, the economy will get better? Like, got real synopsis, like all bullshit aside. Pete.
Yeah. I mean, we're only what, a couple months into this presidency. I mean, hell, I'm gonna be real. Like I said all the time, we ain't had shit in the black community this long. Shit, we've been poor for the longest. So I mean, hell, it ain't nothing changed under no president, under Obama, Bush's, none of these motherfuckers. So I mean, I don't know. We just wait and see. But ain't nothing benefited us as a black community. When I say black community, I mean the lower income community. That can consist of black, Hispanic, everybody. But like saying, like, with the presidents we've had, we haven't seen any progress in our communities since. So when you ask that question, it's like, I mean, hey, we're just gonna wait and see. Hell, ain't nobody looked out for us since. They all need us and use us to get there, and we helped them get there. believe it or not, even this election, people don't want to admit it. More Hispanics and blacks voted for Trump than they say they did, and so we just got to wait and see.
Well, let me say this: what's his name? Bernie Mac made a joke about going to heaven, and he wasn't supposed to go, and he said, "Okay, fine. If you can ask God a question that He can't answer, He'll let you in." And so, he asked God the question. God thought a minute. He thought. He looked around and said, "Open the door. Open the gates." So he walked on in. So this white dude was looking. He said, "Well, what's all this stuff?" He said, "Well, he asked me a question I couldn't answer." He said, "What was the question?" He said, "When black folks gonna get together?" See, that's the ugly part about this stuff. See, we don't get together. We don't try to do anything together. You take for instance, Ralphs, right? How many Ralphs, in our community? They're making all the money because ain't nobody like all these millionaire black athletes getting all this money. They don't want to make a restaurant for nobody, but they want to walk around with all this jewelry and stuff. When we start getting together, that's when things will change. Then they'll be scared. But as it is now, we don't work together. We don't try to do anything together. You try to help somebody, they want to screw you. You just, like I said, it's just some kind of, I don't know, it's some kind of demon where you think that if I help somebody, everything's gonna fall against me.
Just to address that point real quick, Len.
Go ahead, Conrad.
A lot of people, and to kind of go back to the title of this podcast, A Real Illusion, a lot of people have believed the lie. A lot of people have been lied to, men, women, whether you're white, black, yellow, whatever ethnicity you may be. There's lies that have been propagated by who knows, the Illuminati, who knows. And a lot of people have, bought it wholesale. Women have bought the lie that they don't need men, that the best thing they can do for their lives is to get a job and marry the job.
Conrad, say that shit, man. Preach, brother. I'm with you. Preach, brother.
I know a lot of younger men believe the lie that the lie of the alpha male, that the men don't need women. You don't get married. The worst thing you can do is get married, because then you're going to get financially what.
That's probably one of the best things you could do in today's era. Just wanted to add.
You got to find the right person. That's the trick.
That's the trick. That is the trick.
How do you
that's just knowing your worth and knowing your own ability. There's a lot of guys that just don't have the ability to do that.
A lot of guys that don't even know how to determine within themselves their own value, because they're relying on someone else, some guru on social media, to tell them their worth.
You're talking about Steve Harvey.
Yeah, I am actually. Yeah.
That's definitely part of it. Hey, Conrad, I hear you, bro. Speak your truth, brother. Keep going, bro. I want to hear this, man. Let that man land his plane, man.
I don't have all the answers. I'm just trying to figure things out as I go. Just complete transparency. But to answer your question about what the U.S. might look like in 3 years, under the president, I don't think my life has never seen any difference. And I'm an immigrant. I came to the States when I was 5 years old from Brazil. Me and my parents.
Hold up. Allegedly. We're going to say that allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly.
We don't need ice on this page, Conrad.
Allegedly.
Wait a
I'm a
minute.
citizen.
Hey,
I'm a citizen.
listen. When you have all these people who've gotten together this whole weekend, they had something like 100,000 people marched on Washington D.C. and in every state they're coming together, which it's up to, like I said, it's up to us. When you start threatening your politicians and threatening your senators and your congressmen, hey, I don't want you in my Congress or Senate if you don't do what I say. I don't care
A part,
about that.
a part of his
That's what you
legislation.
have to
Hey,
do.
that goes back to what we said earlier, Glenn. The 9 Republicans who joined the Democrats, to defeat the 2 bills that were aimed at limiting the federal judge's power.
Look, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna land my plane. It's gonna be short and sweet again. You know what I mean? Like the Statue of Liberty. What does it say on the bottom of that? It says, "Give me your poor, give me your desperate, give me
The
all
poor,
of
you're
these."
sick.
That shit was put there by, like I said, that white man said that the Statue of Liberty,
Do you guys? Hey, do
was
y'all know the
brought
real
here.
Statue of Liberty that was delivered to us first before that shit that they didn't
was
want to
because
put?
of slavery.
Hold on.
That this wasn't the first Statue of Liberty.
Hold on. And it goes back from that to way back to the 13 colonies. America was built off of fucking immigration, bro. How many times shall I have to say this? No, the only original people was here, to be honest. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm gonna stand on this. Was people of African descent and people of what they call indigenous. I call them Native Americans. They were native to this land. They already figured this shit out. Christopher Columbus didn't discover this shit. It was people that was already here.
True.
Hey,
That's true.
but when you say that though, but it's images showing when Christopher Columbus and them got here, the natives that they showed were black.
Right.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So from that point of history, when history started being recorded, that's the thing. Like there was no other. It's somehow, and I hope Pete. I don't want to say too much, but I'm gonna say it like this. Somehow in American history, things tend to get distorted outside of what American history is. They talk about the slavery, yeah, they have to, because us as a black culture, we couldn't let that go, nigga. That's where we came from. But they don't talk about the other shit that went down before that. You know what I mean? This shit was established by English colonies, bro.
Yeah, why do you think we speak English? And a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't realize that too. Some people don't even realize that some people don't even realize the real history. Like when they talk about Martin Luther King when he was shot in that balcony, a lot of people don't know his 6 years after that, his mother was assassinated. How many of y'all knew that?
His brother too.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
His brother too. His brother too.
Wow.
People don't know that. They don't pay attention to that.
They
You only pay attention to what the media feeds you.
They tried to kill the whole family off, and
wow.
I mean, like I say, it goes way before that. Like, man, like I know we got the slavery days, but again, like shit, we was already here, and the narrative and history books that's still being pushed in 2025. I swear, one of my children read this shit. Christopher Columbus discovered America. Still in 2025, that's still being pushed in history books. To me,
that is wrong.
That's
wrong.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you like this: a lot of people who really are very spiritual will read the Bible, and it said that feet are made of fine polished brass, which are black, and they show you an image of somebody white, and people look at it. So I mean, hey, you be the only judge. You believe what you
hair of wool. How come Russia? How come China? How come those European countries, their archives, which are centuries old, have pictures of Jesus and his disciples as black, painted? How come all of them have that?
and
What is the
they don't
word?
call him Jesus, they call him Yahweh. They don't address him as
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah,
What is
yeah,
what
yeah.
is what is the word history? His story, and that's all it is. It's his story. Whoever has the pen, the pen is mightier than the sword, because if you write something down that you can say this is what it what it is. If I just say a word, you say, well, I don't know what you just said. You look at like I have a friend and we got into an argument. Not an argument, but we got into a discussion. And I told him, I said, they're talking about that the people in South Africa are demanding their property back. And he says, well, they're going against the rules. I said, whose rules? It's the white people who made the fucking rules. And then now they're turning when they're not when they're getting their land taken back, they're saying, well, they're taking our land. It wasn't their land in the first place.
The oldest cliche in history is he who wins the war writes the history.
Right.
Facts.
I don't think it's a
You know what I don't like though, and this is some real shit. You know what I mean? Is that, and somebody told me, like, I talked to somebody like a week ago on this shit when I said this shit, and they told me, like, nigga, you on your Kanye shit. I looked at that nigga wrong, like, what the fuck you mean? That nigga, and I told that man, like, straight up, and y'all tell me if I'm wrong. I said, I wasn't on the fact that, like, slavery is a choice, but I felt like in this day and time, our ancestors of where we are right now that descended from those previously before us, we have enough access to change the narrative. And some of us are so dumbed down, especially, I don't like to say the word "in," but I'm gonna say YNs, if y'all understand what I'm saying. These motherfuckers rather sip lean and pop perks, man.
And
Martin
bang
Luther King
trannies.
Earlier, we don't gotta get together.
flipping in
Get
his grave.
together. You
Hold on.
stay separated.
You know what I mean? Like, when the fuck are we gonna like take hold of this shit? Like, not hold, but like, bro, like, you can't blame that shit on maybe your grandmother or grandmother, you know what I mean, went through that. I get it, great, but like in the days of this technology, like we speaking on AI, right? Like, there's no excuse for any man to fail. Any man to fail. I don't give a fuck what color, racial, creed you come from. There's no reason for any man to fail in these days and times. If you do, it's just because you're fucking lazy.
Yeah, you lazy as fuck. A lot of people don't want to admit to the fact that they're fucking lazy. Let's be
There
real.
you go.
Like,
Well, look here. I'm lazy. I'm getting off of this thing. I'll
Hey,
see y'all next time.
all right, Glenn.
Good to meet you, Glenn.
All right, yeah, same here.
All the best.
All right,
All
brother
right,
Glenn.
Glenn.
All right, see you next time.
But real, all right, Glenn. Real talk, man. You got a lot of people that sit there and wonder why they ain't made it in life. Because they waiting for that miracle to fall in their lap. Like honestly, that's a once in a lifetime event for certain people. Like how many people we know in South LA have hit a big lotto, or have we heard of in South LA hit a big lotto in the last 30 years? Probably one person in 30 years.
Nobody I know, bro. I tell you that.
Like we don't know personally, but I mean just heard in South LA. I think one person in the last 30 years, and that was recently, and that wasn't even no big lotto. That was like probably 4 or 5 million. Some that where they probably 3 million in debt living in the hood. So shit, they're gonna be right in the same place.
I think the last time I heard somebody hit big like that was in like fucking Pico Rivera or something like that, bro. Honestly.
Yeah, that one guy, they say he's spending like crazy. Matter of fact, speaking of him, I think he had a house that burnt in a wildfire.
Exactly.
Speaking of Pico Rivera, I know you heard about that tornado they had a couple weeks ago out there. Yeah, and now they haven't over there in Arabia. There's snow off in Arabia. Yeah, a lot of snow in Arabia.
Wait, what happened? I didn't hear about that. What happened? I didn't hear about that.
In Dubai?
Yeah, it was snowing. Yeah, it was snowing in Arabia. Yeah. A lot of
Hey,
snow.
hey, Don. Let me ask you this
Yeah.
real quick. Going back to what you said earlier about Steve Harvey. It's kind of crazy because I listen to some of the shows. The Steve Harvey morning show. Like me personally, I have nothing against them. I comment on some of the content. And they had a post about something what Trump said, and then people were commenting for Ukrainian stuff, and I made a comment saying something like, well, in Ukraine, the amount of luxury cars that were purchased during the war, went up. Like during the war,
Yeah.
like why would people be buying luxury cars? And I'm like, money that's coming from over here. And people were saying, "Oh, you delusional. Ain't no proof of that. You just talking shit." And I'm like, man, it's so crazy because people just like these are the people who saying, "Oh yeah, send the money over there to help." And I'm like, and I'm delusional. What you got to
Yeah.
say to people like that?
Delusional.
Hey, I say fuck that, man. Like the way this world is going on, this is me. As part of these United States of America, where I live, and all of the loved ones that I know reside, nigga, we need to protect home base first. Let's not forget about.
And it's not about
like let's be
it's
real.
not about hate.
Fucking Pearl Harbor, that was a warning. You know what I mean? None of us were born back then, but it's been some shit that done came here close enough. September 11th, nigga, was it okay? We here now. You feel me? This soil can be touched, and now
That's
the age that we're leaving
that's
in right now.
that's one thing you just brought up. One thing you just brought up, my brother, and you can't deny this. 9/11, yeah, it was a bad thing, but was it induced by us? Think about
Yeah.
it. Now, the only airplane that flew out of the country that year was the Saudis. The
Yeah,
Saudis, and nine of the
Osama peoples.
11 of the terrorists were Saudis.
Osama people, they provided them a private plane to buy the country. Facts.
Yeah.
The Saudis had
Yeah,
their
the
own
Bush
plane,
family.
but our government let them go. Our government let them go. So what did that tell you?
That we can be touched at any time. So make sure y'all got y'all water, y'all canned goods,
That ain't what that tell me.
and y'all firearms up. Roosevelt. That's the realest shit I could tell you.
Man,
You know,
it's niggas got like 2 deuces right now talking about I'm ready.
hey, you better be ready for something. If Milo was here, that's why. Man, shout out to Milo, man, brother Milo. Y'all know him. Hey, brother Milo. Hey, a demonstration of how a black man should move in this country. I swear before
Hey,
everything.
Rose, and speaking of that, man, we got like I said, coming. It's gonna drop Sunday on the West Warrior Sundays. We got a good interview with Milo coming up, man. He gonna drop some knowledge on y'all, so y'all be looking for that, man. So that's something I guarantee y'all. Something Sunday morning, 9:30 when you're getting up, you're laying in bed, just looking at your phone, just lay there and look at that, man. It's gonna be something for you to watch, man. Get your morning buzz going on.
Just make sure you ain't getting on no cooter that you just skeeted in. You heard me? That's
Look at Conrad. He said, "I'm skeeting right now."
What?
I don't even know what y'all be saying, man.
Conrad look guilty. I swear.
I don't.
Talk about it, bro. You can't fool me.
Conrad, like I'm letting out baby juice.
Hey, Rose, Conrad, him and his boy, man, we was doing a little music video in the alley behind the house. This was years ago. And I remember Conrad looking and said, man, this, he was in South LA, said, this has to be the shittiest alley I've ever seen in my life.
I remember that alley. It is burned. It is burned into my brain.
Oh, where was y'all at, Pete? Where was y'all at?
Right now, in the alley back by the park, shit.
Behind the pool?
No, we
was it off of
behind.
Figueroa?
No, not on the Blade. No, we wasn't on Blade. This was between
Conrad knows Figueroa.
It's It's a few alleys in the neighborhood. The one I know is behind the pool, when that big ass alley. You know what I mean?
No, behind where you used to stay at.
Behind on Dinker.
Yeah, the whole stretch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Conrad, you hood, bro.
Hey, this was
I'm
back in
for
the
real,
this was
for real.
back in the day though. This was back in the day though. Everything, man, trust me. You know, they finding people now for dumping, especially I tell people now, if you live in the city of LA and you catch people dumping shit in your alley, hey, pull your phone out, record that plate, and them doing it, turn it into the city, you get $1,000 reward from the city.
Damn.
Damn.
Well, I'm glad I would, they didn't have that back then, because boy.
Boy.
Could have been,
Oh,
hey,
God.
no,
I ain't
but the, hey,
Okay.
the thing is, they had it back then, but this goes back to what you were saying earlier. The technology wasn't around. People didn't know about this type of stuff.
Right. Brother Conrad, man, hey, you down to ride with us to Vegas, bro? Where you at? Where part of the country you in right now?
Here in Vegas, I think.
You in
I
Vegas?
am in Vegas.
Oh well, shit, we come to see you then, Jack.
He on the real blade right now. He like, yeah, I'm just sitting here, in the little portable bathroom you can rent for, about an hour.
Nah.
Hey, Conrad,
Nah.
I would.
Nah, bro.
Hey, bro,
No.
hey, we gonna be out there in a couple months, like June, bro, end of June or something. You know what I mean? The whole team, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Street
hit me
Draft
up.
Media Freaknik 2025.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got
hit
we,
me up.
we got
We'll hit up some cigar lounges.
yeah, we got our brother, you know what I'm saying, Yogi Logo from AZ, man. We connected. Cali, AZ, you in fucking Vegas. This triangle. We need to connect
Brazilian
that.
Mafia.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
I need to
We
go
got the
down
real
to
shit,
Fremont
man.
Square with a drink in my hand, Conrad. Where we at, man?
Comrade said, I got some nice women for you. And I got a nice woman for Don. She'll read to him, tuck him in.
Real women.
Allegedly. Don, I ain't finna let him stick it out on you. Allegedly.
Real women. Not with big hands and Adam's apple visible. Real women.
Hey.
He said not. He said not visible.
Wait. What did he say? Real women.
I
Nothing.
said real women where the hands are smaller than yours and the
And he
Adam's
said
apple
Adam's apple
is
not visible. Long as they're not visible, he okay.
Oh shit. Hey, man. Hey, Conrad.
Hey, Rose.
Boy.
hey, Rose. Let me ask y'all this, man. Real talk, man. Like
What's
I had a conversation with somebody earlier. Like I say, something interesting before we get up out of here. This dude said, man, I can't get it, man. He was older than me, late 50s. He was saying, his woman was 45, I believe. But he was like, man, it's kind of crazy, man. This lady, she said, man, she caught me talking to another broad, and it wasn't nothing serious, but she went over the top and she reacted. He said, man, bitch, send me a video of letting some dude hit it, man. I can't even do this, that, and that, man. He had dick all in the ass and everything, and she made me see it. And I said, that's crazy. He said, man, what's the point of that? Why do women let somebody else ravish them when they upset about what somebody else did to them? I said, that is kind of, I said, that's crazy. Like, why would you go out and let some other guy do this to you because you mad at this guy? He probably only kissed this broad, probably not even that, but you're gonna let some guy you really don't want to be with it, that's probably married, do this to you. What you guys say about that?
Who do you want to go first? You said me, right? You said Rose, right?
Go ahead, Rose.
All right, let me get this shit off my shoulder. First of all, you know what I mean? First of all, like respectfully, I mean this in any queens that may be real queens that's holding your nigga down. This does not pertain to you. Turn your head the other way. Go get you a glass of wine. I respect you, but bras that's out there on that kind of time, you don't need her. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, like that's, man, come on, like the most if you ain't smashed and she out here letting a nigga hit the, you know what I mean? If a nigga going in the back door, I'm not trying to be, vulgar, but if somebody going in the back door and you ain't even hit the cootie yet, like that's out. Number one. You know what I mean? Her interest is no longer in you. There's a reason why she's attracted to you. You need to figure that out and cut that off. Okay, that's bottom line. Number two, I think I only got 2 points on this. Hey, man, like this. I don't care what nobody say, man. West side of the 110. 100P, my guy. Shout out to motherfucking Conrad, Don, Big LA. You know what I mean? I got to give a shout out to everybody like this because this finna end all the be all. You might have to end the show after this. I wouldn't give a fuck. If she ain't doing it for you, then the bitch ain't true. Bottom line. Case closed.
Real talk, man. Hey, Rose, let it be known that and I agree with him. It's like kind of crazy. Hey, I posted something I know y'all probably seen it earlier. This is something pertaining to this. It was a man in London who divorced his wife at an Usher show. He seen her at the show. Allegedly, she kissed him. Well, that was on tape. But allegedly, he filed for divorce because he said that she hadn't kissed him in public in over 20 years. He looks on TV at an Usher show.
Say it again. Ain't kissed her own husband in 20 years. But she go on camera kissing Usher. Yeah, you canceled. That's it. It's out. Why are you here for it?
Well, hey, Don, what do you think? What do you think about that, Don?
Well,
hey, you're a clergyman too. Hold on, Don. You're a clergyman, so come on, bro. All right.
Well, I can relate to him because I haven't been intimate in over 30 years. So
do we gotta play the call, Don?
What the fuck? Hold on, Don. Hey, America is watching it, man. Allegedly, he ain't been intimate in
rumor has it.
Yeah, there we go. Come on, Conrad, help me out. Allegedly, he ain't been intimate in how many years? 20 years. He say, all right, continue, Don. Allegedly,
his business is his business.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't mind, throwing it out there so everybody can, keep it in perspective that we're not put here. We were put here. We were given our slongs to procreate, not to feel good. And a lot of guys get it twisted. They want to feel good with this girl, that girl, this girl. You're only supposed to feel good with your wife. Simple as that. A lot of guys will be with a plethora of women feeling good. And then what do you call it? Oops, I made that mistake. That mistake can come in a lot of forms. The worst, the best thing, being a baby. And you know what the alternatives can be. Speaks for themselves.
Not if you shoot it in her mouth or on the towel.
Well, like you say, maybe she might be giving you some head or something. But and maybe she never had, say, dental hygienes, bleeding gums, but yet she's still giving you some scully. Some bad things can happen to you.
My brother,
bad things.
All right, I feel.
Yeah. So I mean, I never had caught one of those and never want to.
You catch that easy at that Magic Johnson, nigga.
Yeah, you can get that Magic Johnson, you get the wrong freak. Exactly. Even from some Scully.
Being adrenaline junkies, you know what I'm saying, going around and hitting all these girls in they poopers like they crazy.
Oh,
you know what I'm
saying? Yeah, exactly. You're gonna get a shitty deal. You're right about that.
Big LA, what you heard what Don say, man? He said, hit him in the pooter, not the scooter. You know what I mean?
Oh no, I didn't say that.
No, if you hit him in the pooter, bad things
can happen.
Yeah.
Big LA, I'm fucking somebody's ass right there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, think about it, because you're going off in there and you're rupturing tendons, which bleed, and that's how the virus is carried through blood.
God damn.
So,
Well, that's why they say a
so
lot of these guys who watching these porno videos, man, they need to tone it down and leave that shit alone, because a lot of these guys are bringing that shit to in their bed and want to ravish their wife. Like, come on, man. Like come on.
Oh, I think I just went through, sex education 101 again. No, it's real though. Listen, I mean, it may
Rose
sound
said I was
vulgar
gonna
to
go
some
get that
of y'all.
Jergens right now. Shit.
It may sound vulgar to some of y'all, but it's real though, man. You know what I'm saying? You know?
oh snap!
Make
Damn,
sure you get the
uh,
Jergens, not the Crisco.
not the Crisco. Please don't get the Crisco. Damn. Oh,
Forget everything you saw in Big Mama House. Forget that movie.
man,
What'd you say? What'd you say? You only use the Lord, huh?
Hey, what'd you say? What'd you say, Don? He only put lard on one finger.
y'all men are wild tonight. Yeah, I swear. Yeah.
Tweet his
Oh,
own.
man,
Tweet his own.
hey,
No
hey,
shame,
man,
no
but
judgment.
hey, man, we've been on here for about damn an hour and a half, man. I ain't gonna hold you up. I know it's Monday night, man. It's 8:31 here. It is 10 o'clock down in the H. You know what I'm saying? It is 11 on the East. So before we go, just like they do on the road show, we're gonna go around here. We're gonna see what Don got to say to the people. Give somebody some news they can use for tomorrow, especially Taco Tuesday. It's gonna be hot. It's starting to heat up. Give them some news they can use. Springtime, summer's coming around. Keep that in mind.
Hey, all I can say is be happy, man. You know what they say, that being sad and uptight and all of that brings on a lot of, let's just say, heart attacks, blood pressure, and everything else. So try to relax most of the time. Be happy, regardless of what's happening around you. Your surroundings can't bring you down, but you just send that to another zone and keep pushing. Be happy, you'll be okay. But if you stressed out and you constantly thinking about the problems and all this other bullshit, I've seen it too many times. That shit come up, catch up to you, and shit cancel Christmas. So try to be happy. Try to be relaxed.
Brother Don, man, I need to hear that. Peace and blessings. Yes, sir. I hear you. I hear
So
you, OG. I hear you.
it's real talk.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Hey, we appreciate you coming through, Clergy Don.
Yeah.
Like I say, I got a bunch of prank calls I'm finna start hitting y'all with. Y'all gonna laugh y'all motherfucking ass off. You know what I'm saying? A lot of good shit coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get Don's approval for one. I don't think he gonna let me put it out, but I mean, it's funny, man. It's a good one.
Don, this Street Draft Media, baby. You part of the family now, chap. Hey, we making content, man. You know what I mean?
Oh shit! Damn it!
Look at him, he laughing right now, you motherfucker. Look,
Let's go.
Gotcha.
Hey, Rose.
Gotcha.
Oh
Hey,
shit!
Rose, man, go ahead, Rose, man. Let people hear some words, man. Give them some real shit. I know you say you've been off air for a minute. You know, go
Yeah,
ahead, elaborate, man. You know
yeah,
what? I want to give you a solo, man, because you got a little something to get off your chest. Go ahead, and say it.
yeah, man. Hey, your boy Roosevelt, man. You know what I mean? Co-founder of Street Draft Media, man. You know, the Roosevelt show, been away for a few months last year, a few months this year. Life be life and sometimes, man. But I go back on Brother Dom, man. I feel like I needed to hear what that brother said. No matter what you're going through in life, you just keep going. You know what I mean? I want to send a special shout out, to my daughter, Kenya Rose, to my daughter, Kiera, which just turned 19, you know what I mean? And my son, you know what I mean? finna bring me another little one into this world, man. That's big. You know what I mean? No matter what you go through in life, people, I guarantee you this, man. You know what I mean? It can't get, it can always be worse. It can always be worse. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned to 100P, man. That's my little brother, man, from the sandbox. I love this guy. You know what I mean? Uh, we've had plenty of conversations behind the scene, and the brother told me, like, Rose, he already had his own show going, if y'all didn't know that. But bro reinvented, man, the west side of the 110, and I support this full fledged wholeheartedly. Um, but yeah, man, for me personally, man, you know what I mean? No matter what you're going through, just keep looking up. You know what I mean? It don't rain forever, and thank the higher power, whichever that may be. And if you believe in Jesus, Allah, Buddha, whatever you believe in, even if you don't believe in none of that, you know what I mean? If you believe in energy, just know that shit will transpire in the right direction if you believe in that. That's the bottom line, man. I love y'all. Peace, love, and hair grease, man. The Roosevelt Show will be back soon. Shout out to my little bro, man, 100P, man, Sandbox. You know what I mean? Park babies, like that.
For sure.
100%.
That what's up, man. That what's up, man. Hey, Big LA, man. Wait, but before we get to you, Big LA, that's real talk, man. It's nothing but respect and love on this show. I will say this show, this real talk. Nobody here is racist. I can honestly say nobody here has hate in their heart. You know what I'm saying? We don't believe in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Real has no color. You know what I'm saying? If you what's real is real, what's fake is fake, what was truth is truth, what's false is false, and you can't hide it behind color. Just because somebody looks like you can't hide bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's what's messing us up. So I say that to say this, Sandbox, much love from west side of the 110 to all you fellas and the Rose, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Big LA, go ahead, man. Let the people know some shit from the youth. You the youth tonight.
Young King.
Yeah, King. Take your time, Big LA. I hear you, nigga. Take your time. Speak on it, bro. Get to
It's
it.
all right. It's all right, man. I shed a tear myself before, man.
Get to it, bro. Get to it, champ.
I feel like I'm a person that's before the time that they're in a lot of times
Deep
because
shit.
I have a lot of knowledge on shit. Very, very knowledgeable. And I don't know where half of the shit come from. I don't too much question it either. I just accept it and go with it. Shit. Be you. Whatever the fuck you think is you and what's within you, amplify that shit. You never know who looking, who watching, who's around. You never know who likes you to church just by uttering a couple words or having 5 seconds to talk to somebody. I've seen it before. I've done it. Hey, live y'all life, man. Y'all know what I've been through in the last 2 years. I'm still sitting in this wheelchair, still going to rehab, still doing this. I still find a reason to smile and laugh every motherfucking day.
That's how you do it.
Anytime it ever 20 times, shit, I'll fuck with you. Make sure y'all tap in the West Side of the 110. You feel me? Some real live itch going on over here.
Yes, sir.
Receive full support. Real talk, no BS, Roosevelt Show, Street Jet, all that. And then some.
Hey, shout out to my nigga Yogi, man. Late hour show, man. Family Street Draft Meeting, man. Like that.
Shout out to Yogi, man. That's a real dude right there, man. Like, shout out to all them. Shout out to all his homies in AZ. I saw they hood day was, shout out to all them cats, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah.
much respect to everybody, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a part of that, but hey, respect to all them cats, all sides, respect to them.
That's our AZ family. You feel me? They got love for us out here, man.
Much love. AZ. Conrad, what's up, man? Hey, but before we get into Conrad, man, much respect to Conrad coming on, man. Real smart guy. Like I say, man, just a real cool dude, man. Shout out to Brazil too. You know what I'm saying? Brazil. Shout out to Australia. My boys in Australia listening right now. Just shout out, you know what I'm saying, to everybody who tuned in on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, But go ahead, Conrad.
So I'm gonna take what Big LA just said. I'm gonna amplify it. I and just bear with me, okay? Just bear with me. I am a freak, but I am a wholesome freak. Okay? Don't ever feel like you're alone in this world. Make your kink seeing other people smile. Do that every day. Try to make at least one person smile. And even if that one person is yourself, all right? Every day. Hold on to that. And everything's going to work out.
Respect, man. Thank you, Conrad. I hear you, brother. Thank you. I got to remind myself.
That brother got a good soul. That brother got a beautiful soul right there.
I got to remind myself.
Too.
You know I gotta crack a joke I gotta crack a joke when he said I was freaky. I said I don't know where my nigga going, but I got love for him still.
Me too. I was like, I said, oh shit, Conrad from the
I'm wholesome. I'm a wholesome freak.
A horizontal shit.
Hey, Conrad gonna fuck around and get me in Vegas and get me fucked up one night. We're gonna have to record it. I swear to God.
Conrad said, you don't want to be fucked up around me.
Oh.
Nah. I don't know.
You can trust me. You can trust me.
I'm gonna hold you to that, Conrad. I'm holding you to that, brother. P, man. Hey, this on you, man. Get the people some news they can use, bro. It's on you. This show. What's cracking?
I mean, well, I'm gonna make it real quick. I got a 2-parter, but it's gonna be quick, like a 1-parter. First and foremost, we got to get rid of the delusion, like we said earlier. What is delusion? Quick example: you have a man and a woman right now somewhere in the world, probably listening to this or not, but even in the world right now, you got a woman with a toy playing with her pussy and a man jacking off, thinking about another woman that's not the one he or she is laying next to, and saying that they don't think they have a problem. That's delusion. But secondly, you got to know where you get your knowledge from. Like you say, if you're the smartest one in your circle, you don't have a good circle. You shouldn't be in that circle. Like I say, I'm sitting next to a guy right now. His grandmother was in the Trail of Tears. Look that up in history. Just to notice where the knowledge come from.
Yeah.
Man.
That's deep.
Say that name one more time, please, for the people.
Trail of Tears. Yeah. Oklahoma, Trail of Tears.
Yeah.
I know about them.
Made the Native Americans march from Alabama to Oklahoma. Trail of Tears.
You speaking on Don? This was your background, Don? This is your people's?
No, not Don.
Oh, Conrad.
No. I'm well, if y'all didn't know, I'm sitting over here with a live audience.
Oh shit, my bad. Hey, shout out to the live audience in the building.
Shout out, hey.
Thank you for coming through. We appreciate all of y'all.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
that
and
trailer,
shout out
that
shout
yeah,
out to my wife because she is the one who actually gave me this topic for the night. You know,
shout out to
like this is something you should talk about.
shout out to sis, man, for supporting. Real queen. Real queen. You hear me?
Yes, sir. Hey, hell.
Yeah,
God bless her.
yeah.
But like I say, man, we appreciate everybody coming through. Don't forget, check out that interview coming Sunday with my boy, Cool Daddy Milo. You know what I'm saying? HBCU grad, Morehouse band, you know what I'm saying? Coming through with some real knowledge.
Done
Said it's
been to
time
the
to get
thick back in the day. I heard that's gonna be a good ass interview, man. I'm looking forward to it, P. You say Sunday?
Sunday morning, 9:30, man. I'm telling you, hey, I'm a actually be ready for that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna listen to it. You know, it's different. You know what I'm saying? It's different. I'm not gonna say too much, but it's a good interview, more to come.
Yeah.
Also too, you know, west side of the 110 is here, but pretty soon I'm gonna have a spinoff, maybe take a day over with two female hosts from east side of the 110.
Mm. Mm.
Um, so you know, it's finna go down, man. It's finna be real, man. Like I say, Don Roosevelt, Big LA. You know, before I say my closing speech and everything, anybody else got something to say? Don Roosevelt, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got something going on, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all what's the word? Anything else?
Hey,
Hey, do
I was
it.
happy to
Huh?
go ahead.
I was gonna say, man, you know, KFC, UFC, ABC, Lakers at 5. That's number one. And then, hey, man,
Delusion.
I'm at my 98th episode. You know, uh, so far. You know, on the road to 100, man. You know, it takes a lot to do 100 shows in this game, man. You know, with navigating, you know, all the bullshit, man. Roosevelt Show 100 episode coming soon. I expect to see all you brothers on here, plus probably like 5 more, man. I'm gonna have the whole family on here, man. It's coming soon, man. You know what I mean? I'm proud of 100P, west side of the 110. I'm proud of my brother. You know, this brother took the rings and kept running. He ran the Roosevelt Show when I couldn't show up. You know what I mean? Him and Big LA. So 100P, respect, bro. I love what you're doing. You know what I mean? Keep doing what you're doing. Keep bringing the people the truth and keep smashing, bro, man. Street Draft Media, man. We up in here. Salute.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. But like I say, man, shit, we are about to get up out of here, man. With that being said, like I say, this is how we roll, man. Real talk don't end. It just take a break. So be safe and be solid, and we'll see you next week.